Who's to blame? I thought that I had my camera set right, but I guess I don't. So, hey, I'm just going to roll with it. I'm just going to roll with it. So, I'm going to reach out to my super chatters right now and reach out to the inner circle members. Um, wow, this is weird. Hi, Bill. Hi, Kai, Arthur, Jerome, Deborah, Arthur, Mary, Lisa Marie, Katie, Jerome, Pat, Jody, Katie again, Sandy, Linda, James, Craig, Jody, John, Eric, Melody, Raymond. Wow, Eric. Yeah, interesting camera angle. So we're just going to leave it. So what I did is instead of using my camera at the top, I'm using my camera. I didn't set it so it went to the camera on my laptop. So who's to blame? Who's to blame? You know, one of the things that I want to share with each and every one of you is that, as I grew up, there was always this group of people. And again, we become who we hang around, right? And, I remember when I heard that phrase one time is if you want to know what you're going to make, 3, 5 years from now, just take the 5 people that you spend the most time with and average out their income. And so, when I started learning stuff like that, it was pretty amazing. But a part of personal development is this one concept that's very difficult because like right now it's amazing. I'm watching shows, and if you're hearing about the stuff that's happening all over the world, it's like the whole concept of blaming something, blaming that I didn't have any parents, or blaming that I grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, or blaming that I grew up in foster homes and I didn't have anyone to really guide me, or any of that stuff. And I'm hanging around the wrong people and I'm doing the wrong things. See, a lot of people don't realize. Thank you so much, Jerome. I really appreciate you. That orphans are going to love that. But one of the things to really truly understand is that there's this thing that was very difficult for me. I'm going to tell you it's difficult, is that taking personal responsibility. And there's a thing that I learned to do. It's called reframing, and I'll give you a perfect example of that. It's like, so my excuses for everything, including happiness or relationships or anything, was, listen, I got taken away from my parents when I was really, really young, by the state or the government, what do you want to call it? And I grew up in foster homes. And so, the one thing that was very easy for me is if I only had good parents, if I only had, never got taken away, if I never got and a foster home. So when you look at all this stuff and you look at trauma and all the stuff that's ever happened in your life, it's easy to blame on something. But you got to understand, when you place blame on anything, then you no longer have the power to change it. You no longer have the power to change it. And so when all of a sudden I started hanging around people and they were trying to tell me, hey, Robert, listen, things didn't happen to you, they happened for you. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean? And they said, well, listen, there's no way that you would be the father you are, the friend that you are, the parent that you are. You wouldn't be that kind of a person if you didn't go through the things that you went through. Now, you'll notice that as soon as you all of a sudden not only put it in a place where you forgive them, but you may basically just, I know what some of you are going to say too. There is absolutely no way I can blame, I can forgive the people that did stuff to me. But let me take it a little further, because this is really uncomfortable. And I actually first heard this from Oprah. And she said when she hung around people that really understood the keys to success and happiness, and by, success leaves clues, right? Whether you like Oprah or not, She said that someone told her not only is there forgiveness, but there's actually a thing that you say to yourself that they, not that you blame them, but you just say, listen, um, it's unfortunate that happened to me, but I'm happy it did. I'm happy that it did. So you actually go back to tragic events that happened in your life and you actually have gratitude and appreciation for them happening to you. Now, I know this sounds absurd. I know this sounds like crazy. Thank you, James, so much. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you guys so much. The orphans are gonna love it. So understand this, that as soon as you forgive and as soon as you put it in a category, it's called reframing. If there's any big superpower that I feel like I have, what would be the word? One of my superpowers that I'm most proud of is my ability to sort of do the thing that we've heard, which is find the silver lining, to find the positive in each thing, right? And so when you reframe things, um it's really amazing. So a lot of people have seen me not only do like theoreticals or parables or just examples, but when you do things like that, it allows people to sort of look at it and reframe it, because a lot of people that have bad childhoods and had trauma in their life, and then they hang on to it. They just continue to hang on to it, and they basically stay a child their entire life. So I'm going to say some phrases to you, and you guys, when I say these phrases, I think some of you are going to go, "Whoa, whoa, that's pretty deep." So listen to this one. Um, there's a moment in every person's life. There's a moment in every person's life where they realize that no one's coming to save them. There's a moment in every person's life where they realize there's no one coming to save them. And that's when you become a man or a woman. That's when you take personal responsibility and you say, if it's to be, it's up to me. You no longer are looking for somebody to save you or something to save you. And so, and some people never get there. Again, they stay children their whole life. Now, they might be adults, but as long as you're consistently pointing, blaming blame at the economy, or giving blame to the government, or giving blame to some party, or giving blame to, the trauma, the person that wronged you or abused you when you were young, your parents, maybe it was somebody in your past. As long as you continue to blame a situation or a person or event, that is the day you no longer have power. So by reframing these things, it now makes you a person that can step into, I'm not living like this anymore. I do not like any area of my life. And for that reason, I'm going to change it. I'm going to take personal responsibility. No one's going to save me. I'm going to go out there and do the things necessary, because with what I'm saying also has to do with yourself, right? So, if you're constantly beating yourself up, you're a big bully, because you continue to beat yourself up, say negative things to yourself. If you consistently put blame and guilt on yourself, are you listening to me? So you're constantly blaming yourself. Well, I'm not that smart. I'm not a people person. I got ADDDDDDD. I got I'm dyslexic. See, every time that you give blame to something, even on a personal level, I'm not that smart. You know what I mean? I don't know what's holding me back. I'm confused. I'm overwhelmed. I'm frustrated. I'm not good at this. I always find the wrong people. See, this perpetuation of this constant cycle over and over and over and over and over again. So, in the 6 phase meditation, which is pretty amazing, I ran out of people years ago. I ran out of people that I need to forgive. Imagine that. Is like I don't have anything against anybody. I'm not mad at anybody. I don't blame anybody. It's not somebody's fault. So I don't feel like life is unfair. I don't feel like I need justice. I don't feel like I need revenge on anybody. And I seen Katie just posted here because I looked up and it's like, you know, every time you say that someone or something happened and it made you feel a certain way. See, I don't know why that person did this and that, it made me feel like this. It's like you got to understand that you're immediately put yourself in a situation where again you're powerless. And you can't allow, if you had a dog collar on, and it had a leash, you can't allow people to constantly pull your leash or pull your strings like you're a puppet. You can't give them any more of your time. And that includes that part of you that is consistently bullying and beating you up. Now I'm going to say a really unpopular statement. And when I heard this, you guys are going to hear successful people say that this one thing is the biggest thing that you can do. Now listen, if a person the first two words that get you into poverty, all right, the first two words that get you out of poverty immediately, my fault. Ooh. So you see a lot of successful people say, hey, you can be born into poverty, you can be born into this stuff, but once you become aware of it, then every day that you continue to stay in poverty, um, that's a choice. See, that's now stupidity. It's not ignorance anymore. So if someone says, hey, I know a person that will show you word for word, step by step, how to get out of your current situation. And you just say, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it my way, or I'm not going to do it at all. And the reason that I'm not going to do it is you don't understand that, I've been through 3 failed marriages and I've tried this kind of company 20 times and it didn't work. And see, it's that constant thing where you got to eliminate that, not only from your thinking, but also your vocabulary. So the first two words to get out of poverty is my fault. And even listen closely. Some of you are going like, that's unfair. What about people that grow up in this area? Or what about people that happen like this? Or what about people that did this, right? Is even if you don't believe it's your fault, it's definitely your problem. It's definitely your problem. And you have to do something about it. So just know that power follows blame. Power follows blame. Um, one other thing that I wanted to say in here. Now that's it. So, one of the things that I say all the time to myself is again this superpower of reframing. If there's a word, I'll give you a great one. If someone always says I don't have time, I'm too busy. I don't have time, I'm too busy. You can reframe that by saying this isn't a priority for me. This isn't a priority for me. Because if it was a priority for you, you would do it. You would find the time. You don't, you create time. everything that we want to do in our life, we create time for. And it's amazing. Like I've always said that if you can imagine, even if you don't know me, right? If you can imagine that I flew into your closest airport and I gave you a call and I said, "Hey, I had a flight delayed that's not leaving till tomorrow. Tell me the best restaurant in this area, and I'd like to take you and your spouse out to eat." See, you might always shut down. You might be tired. You might have had a tough day at work, but it's amazing how fast we can switch our perception and our paradigm and going, oh my God, Robert's going to buy dinner for me and my spouse at the nicest restaurant closest to our home. I'll be there. And see, so there's always these things where immediately if a friend came in town and said, I haven't seen you forever, let's go have a drink or let's go out for a cup of coffee. It's like we immediately not only change our state of mind, we also find the priority. So if you really truly believed that building a group of people that need and want to use premium quality products, supplement, double, and then replace their income. If you truly believe that an opportunity like My Daily Choice could do that, then you would do it. You would find the time. You would create the time. And that is, Mary, thank you so much. Love and appreciate you. So that is a super, 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 super key. And so yeah, the power of reframing is just so amazing. Like, people used to always ask me, hey, what are you up to? What are you up to? Or what are you doing? And see, reframing is saying, well, I'm building the empire. Or if someone says to me, what's up? And I go, my income. It's like these constant things where I remember I didn't like the word work. So, it's like, you know, same stuff every day. There's all these cliches. Thank you, James. Love and appreciate you. There's all these things that we say. And one of the paradigms that you got to change is, again, you know, business minded people do different things than employees. Entrepreneurs do different things than employees, right? And so you got to ask yourself, am I acting like a self-employed person? Am I acting like an employee, a consumer, or am I acting like a business person? So it's like the reframing where someone can go, "Hey, look at this versus this," and you go, "Whoa, whoa, I got it, I got it." Because soon as you reframe it, it changes the perspective, the way you look at things, and that is really truly the only way you can change. So who's the blame? Isn't that funny? What if that was another topic or another tab or another title, another way to label? Why? Why does anything have to be at blame? Why does it always have to be that way? What if it just is what it is? It doesn't have to be right or wrong. It doesn't have to be someone needs to be blamed. Maybe it's more of us taking back our power, to give us the belief and confidence and the faith that if we get excited about the future, then we'll move forward. So I love and appreciate you. Sorry for the crazy camera angle. Please do me a huge personal favor and share this video. And if no one's ever given you permission to be happy and successful, let me be the first. So again, take personal responsibility so you can make the change happen in your life. So bye for now.